White Christmas 2024. Who's going to get one and who's just going to be green or brown or even kind of muddy? I'm 13 News meteorologist Matt Standridge. Just to start off, Indiana is not getting a white Christmas, but we're not too far away. When it comes to snowfall and Christmas, to be honest, it's our biggest snowfall forecast of the year. We get so many questions. We get questions starting right around Thanksgiving. Hey, do you know if Christmas this year is going to be white? So there's a lot of interest. We're leading up right into Christmas. We've got more definitive data as we get to Christmas Eve and Christmas morning. Who's going to be white? Who may still have a dusting of snow on the ground? Is it old? Is it fresh, new snow? And who's just not going to deal with any snow, and who could even maybe get some rain? So we want to talk about kind of your nationwide white Christmas forecast. Before we get there, if Christmas was the week before, many more Americans would have had a chance to be white. We were on the colder side going up the week right before Christmas. This is a look at the snow cover as of the weekend before Christmas. Technically, right at 6 p.m. Saturday before Christmas, the 21st, there on the first day of winter. Not bad. First day of winter. We've had still some snow on the ground across much of the upper Midwest and into most of the Great Lakes. Indiana, we've kind of been on the cutoff a little bit. North and east of Indy, there's still been a little bit of a dusting of snow, although this has been trying to melt throughout the day. South and west of Indy, this is a little aggressive. It hasn't, all the sensors haven't quite accounted for some of the snow melt that took place. But over time, this kind of snow line where you still have some snow and where you just don't, will continue to inch its way northbound. We're headed right into Christmas because it looks like warmer air is trying to fill in across much of the central U.S., while the west actually gets a lot colder. A lot of fresh snowpack is on the way. But this could have been the case, but everything is pushing off to the north. That snow line pushing off to the north. This is the weather pattern for Christmas morning. We've had some cooler air at times. This is showing you that dip, but the thing is, by Christmas morning, this dip that you see with some of the cooler air is pushing out of here. When you look westbound, there are two other dips. There's one that's not impressive, and there's another that is a little bit colder. The weaker one will be probably sitting there in the northern plains. It may be able to stir up a couple showers ahead of it, rain showers specifically. I think that's what we're going to have in the forecast for Indiana and much of the southern Great Lakes region. Nothing too crazy, but some isolated rain showers will be in the forecast. This cold air pocket is just not looking deep enough in order to bring bigger white Christmas chances. However, because the colder air is pushed off to the north, now we've got to watch out for, okay, there's still snowpack to the north in parts of Wisconsin and Michigan and Minnesota. In fact, they got some big snow. Some folks got about a foot of snow a few days before Christmas, week before Christmas. Now the question is, how much does that hold on? Because we've got the warmer air, we could get some rain shower chances, so we pushed the snow line up. I'm going to show you our forecast here in just a moment. The other kind of noticing feature, this interesting feature out towards the west, notable for us, we've got colder air rushing into the parts of the Rockies and the Cascades, and there towards the Bitterfoot Mountains, and there towards Sierra Nevada. Higher up, new blasts of snow coming in right for Christmas morning. If you're one of those families that heads out west to get a little bit of snow, maybe it's a ski vacation close to Christmas, those families are getting lucky because a bunch of fresh snow is coming in. In fact, there could be some blizzard conditions on tops of these mountains as this next system comes in. But because you see kind of more of a push to the north of the jet stream for much of the country, for the central and even into the mid-Atlantic, although holding on to some colder air for New England, the rest of us are looking on the warmer side. A lot of us will be kind of above average as we go into Christmas morning. That includes central Indiana. The jet stream is farther off to the north, helping to keep the colder air farther to the north as well. So let's take a look at Future Track 13. Because we've got two different areas to watch. We've got the cooler pocket of air that's for New England that was leaving the Midwest. Let's take a look at that. So we'll kind of divide the country into two. We'll have to talk about the eastern U.S. and the Midwest, and then we'll talk about the western U.S. in case you've got family or friends, or maybe yourself has been headed out westbound and you're watching this to see what all your white Christmas chances are. So as we leave the weekend before Christmas, heading into the start of Christmas week, remember Christmas Eve's on Tuesday, Christmas Day is on Wednesday. So this is the eve of Christmas Eve, Monday. Because we've got some of those cooler air pockets up to the north, we may still get these quick clipper systems. Now, the systems that we had a week before Christmas were able to go much farther south, giving more snow to Illinois and Indiana and Ohio and even parts of Kentucky. Anything before Christmas will be off to the north. You can even see that rain snow line somewhere in Michiana towards southern portions of Michigan. Maybe some rain showers could be possible across parts of Indiana, especially north of Indy. But any new snow, snow that's fallen within at least 24, 36, maybe up to 48 hours before Christmas, that's going to be off to the north. You're looking at Michigan, they're going to get a little bit more of some light snow. This isn't a huge snow maker, but a couple inches could fall up to the northern Great Lakes. And here's Christmas Eve morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. You got one more day to go shopping if you haven't done it. We're going to get some scattered snow showers for the Northeast. And this may come just timely enough that you get some snow showers in New York and for parts of New England. We think I-90 is going to be a cutoff for the most part. There may be snow flurries, though, in New York City and parts of Philadelphia. They're early Tuesday morning, but most of that will probably melt. It won't be probably thick enough or snowy enough in order to really stick very much and not last very long, but better chances be to the north. You also see out towards the Ozarks, more rain trying to develop and try to come on in. So any kind of fresh snow chances, if you didn't get enough, you've got to go up to the north, Adirondacks, the Green Mountains. These snow showers will push on through. Now we get to Christmas Eve afternoon. It's a quick hitter. Most is out of here. There may be, now the GFS, this is what model we're showing. It's not too, notable on some of the lake effect. I think there could be a little bit more, but with the system just kind of directly due to the east and those winds wrapping around, I think we're going to get more of a northwest or west wind. So any kind of lake effect snow chances will be on the eastern shores of a lot of these lakes. So sometimes we can get a north band to come in and get much of parts of central Indiana. I think this time if there's any kind of light lake effect after this front passes through, it's going to be west to east. So that would keep it north of Indiana, just kind of that fetch going more towards Grand Rapids and Kalamazoo and there towards Calvin College and Hope. But this thing pushes out and then there's really nothing left to produce any snow. So if you don't get snow out of this one, it's not going to be anything for you for Christmas morning for at least fresh snow. Now, there may be some rain showers coming to Indiana as some southerly flow hits with the Ozarks and produce some light rain showers for Indiana. There could be Christmas morning, a couple snowflakes mixing in, but this won't be the kind of snow in Michigan that you need to create a white Christmas or anything. Now let's go westbound. So we talked about the East Coast, maybe some fresh snow flurries Christmas Eve, especially north of I-90. Otherwise, you're staying green or brown. West Coast, much more interesting. We keep watching these powerful storm systems wallop the Pacific coast. And with that cold air block that we're talking right into Christmas morning, just a little bit earlier, that could help produce some heavier snow chances as well. So let's play this out. Here's Monday before Christmas, Christmas Eve on Tuesday, Christmas Day on Wednesday. Next storm system comes in. For many of the cities, it's just rainfall. But look in the higher elevations, all this new fresh snow packed Christmas Eve night into Christmas morning for parts of mainly west. The San Juan Mountains may get a little bit of fresh snow there towards the Bitterfoot Mountains, the Wasatch mountain range there. And even as it's leaving the Cascades and then the Sierra Nevada, they may get some fresh snow. But mountains are going to get some fresh snow. So what are our white Christmas chances? You've been waiting for a while. Here it is. Light blue shows you where there is some snow left over, but it's going to be melting. Look, Indiana is not too far away, but it's still north of us. A lot of times you've got to be north of I-90 in order to have the chance for white Christmas. So light blue is old melting snow. The kind of darker blue, that more royal blue, medium blue, is where we're getting new snow. So it's very limited. Getting some new snow in New England, really for Maine. And this is when we're talking about new snow, we're talking about within 24 hours or so of Christmas morning. So really you're kind of trying to focus on Christmas Eve night into Christmas morning. You know, that's the kind of snow you want to wake up to. Fresh snow everywhere. You're ready to go for your white Christmas. Those blue zones are limited. You got to go well to the north and east in Maine, or of course you just got to go higher up in elevation. Generally that is the case for white Christmas. You got to go north or you've got to go up in elevation. Here's a more high resolution look at where we think some of that snow will be. Now some of the melting snow areas will still be fairly white. Melting snow is not as fun as fresh snow, but we picked up a decent amount there towards Minnesota and parts of eastern parts of North Dakota and northeast South Dakota, parts of Michigan, especially north of Grand Rapids and the UP. They should still have some decent snow. Where you see more of the pinks, you're talking over 8 inches headed towards a foot. Adirondacks will have some. Parts of western New York towards the Finger Lakes will have some, but then you've got to go higher up into the elevations of the Rocky Mountains in order to get some. But Indiana is going to be left high and dry. Well, actually more like high and wet because we've got some rain shower chances for Christmas Eve night into Christmas Day, but they do look on the lighter side. To be honest, when we're looking at historical white Christmases over the past 30 years, our forecast this year is fairly similar to what we would probably just on average see. The 50 to 60% cutoff line is kind of the cutoff line that we're getting this year. So in a way, you could think about it as, well, most Christmases are going to be like the one that we're getting in 2024. That cutoff line kind of north of I-90. So where you see more of the light blues and whites, where sometimes we can get white Christmas, just not in the cards this year. You got to go in the typical bands of snow in order to have any kind of snowpack there on Christmas morning. But anyways, hopefully you have safe travels. If you don't have snow, hopefully that makes your travel easier in order to see family across all of the U.S. But once again, watch out. If you have to go a little bit north or you have to cut through the mountains, that's where we could see a little bit of snow going into Christmas morning. Merry Christmas, everyone.